2 Chronicles Chapter 36. Then the people of the land chose Jehoahaz, Josiah's son, and made him king in place of his father in Jerusalem. Jehoahaz was 23 years old when he ascended the throne, and he reigned for a mere 3 months in Jerusalem. The king of Egypt deposed him in Jerusalem, and imposed a heavy fine of 100 talents of silver and 1 talent of gold on the land. The king of Egypt then appointed Jehoahaz's brother, Eliakim, as the new ruler over Judah and Jerusalem, renaming him Jehoiakim. Necho took Jehoahaz with him to Egypt. Jehoiakim was 25 years old when he became king, and he ruled in Jerusalem for 11 years. Regrettably, he committed evil in the sight of the Lord. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, came against him, bound him in chains, and took him to Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar also carried away the valuable vessels from the house of the Lord to Babylon, placing them in his temple there. The remaining deeds of Jehoiakim, his abominations, and the record of his reign are all documented in the book of the kings of Israel and Judah. After Jehoiakim, his son Jehoiachin succeeded him. Jehoiachin was a mere 8 years old when he assumed the throne, reigning for 3 months and 10 days in Jerusalem. He too displeased the Lord with his actions. After a year passed, King Nebuchadnezzar sent for him and brought him to Babylon, along with the precious items from the house of the Lord. Nebuchadnezzar then made Jehoiachin's brother, Zedekiah, king over Judah and Jerusalem. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he became king, reigning for 11 years in Jerusalem. However, he also acted wickedly in the eyes of the Lord, not humbling himself before the prophet Jeremiah, who spoke on behalf of the Lord. Furthermore, Zedekiah rebelled against King Nebuchadnezzar, despite having sworn an oath in God's name. He stubbornly resisted turning to the Lord, the God of Israel. Moreover, both the chief priests and the people followed in the footsteps of the heathen nations, committing numerous abominations and defiling the house of the Lord in Jerusalem. The Lord, the God of their fathers, sent messengers repeatedly, rising early and sending them, out of compassion for his people and his dwelling place. But they mocked the messengers of God, despised his words, and mistreated his prophets, until the Lord's wrath against his people became so great that there was no remedy. Therefore, he allowed the king of the Chaldeans to come against them, who killed their young men with the sword within the sanctuary of their own house, showing no mercy to young or old, man or woman. God delivered them all into Nebuchadnezzar's hand. He took away all the vessels from the house of God, both large and small, as well as the treasures from the house of the Lord, the treasures of the king, and of his princes. All were carried off to Babylon. They set fire to the house of God, demolished the walls of Jerusalem, and burned down all its palaces, destroying all its precious vessels. Those who escaped the sword were taken to Babylon, where they became servants to Nebuchadnezzar and his sons until the rise of the Persian kingdom. This fulfilled the word of the Lord through the prophet Jeremiah, allowing the land to enjoy its sabbaths. The land lay desolate, keeping Sabbath for 70 years. In the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, the word of the Lord, spoken by Jeremiah, was fulfilled. The Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, and he issued a proclamation throughout his entire kingdom, putting it in writing. Thus says Cyrus, king of Persia, all the kingdoms of the earth have been given to me by the Lord, the God of heaven, and he has commanded me to build a house for him in Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Whoever among you belongs to his people, may the Lord, his God, be with him, and let him go up.